I mean, just that, the effort, the competitiveness, the focus, the respect for our opponent, for the game. It's really from the jump. We had a stretch there. The game got close, and we're just offensively, we were struggling to score, put the ball in the hoop, some open shots from the 3-point line, from the rim that just didn't go down, and they got back in the game. But I felt for the most part, the majority of the game, like we controlled it, especially in that first half. Just our activity off the ball, our focus and execution, on it, especially with Boeheim. Like Jay Bow did a hell of a job on him, limiting him. He only had 4 3-point attempts this year. Like my guess is it's probably season low for him or close to it. And really got 2 of them in transition. I think one of the makes was in transition. Fouled him a couple times, which hurt a little bit more, but. Yeah, I think just our overall focus and approach coming into the game, understanding like they obviously beat us Thursday, to respect them and understand that we still got to play our game. And I just thought of shifts and activity, like making things crowded, recognizing personnel was really good. That just changed the cadence and the rhythm of their pick and roll game, and how they were able to get to the rim and dump offs in game 1 on Thursday. So that was a big piece of it. Yeah, I mean he's a tough cover. He's so good against drop coverage with his ability to finish and pass. And the other night it was the read for him was to go finish, and so I think they had a little bit more wariness for his ability to get to the rim and score. But he's so dynamic on the ball with his ability to shoot it and pass it, especially where they did a really good job in both games mixing up defenses. There's 3-2, 2-3 man. They're in 13, where they're just switching their smalls. They did some 15 where they're switching everything. I thought our guys did a pretty good job, recognizing, adjusting to it, executing against it, for the most part. And a big piece of that is JD and his ability on the ball when he's running out of pick and rolls and DHOs. He's that initial read guy, and really sets the table. Oh, he was a monster on both ends. I mean, the double-double, too, is like 7 offensive rebounds. 7 of his 11 rebounds were on that end, tipping things in, keeping possessions alive, tipping it out to guys. He's all over the rim tonight on both ends with the 4 block shots. Had a couple others that just changed, the last shot by Jones. Completely changes, doesn't block it, but completely changes the shot at the rim and forces a miss and ultimately a stop for us. He was awesome. JB did a great job too. Came in, couple block shots, big presence on the defensive glass from him, and both those guys were are the backbone, the anchor of our defense, and big piece of today's win was having those 2 guys back there, and I thought they were great. Playing both, playing the ball handler, playing the roller, playing cutters. They were there every step of the way covering for our guys on the perimeter. Yeah, he's starting to get a really good chemistry, especially with Kyler and the feel with him for how to get him the ball in rolls and like look him off and finish. But yeah, he's a gifted playmaker. And he has a game like tonight where it's like the 7 assists, but especially for him, like limiting it to 1 turnover. Where he's a little bit of a risk taker, kind of a maverick in that space where he looks to thread the needle sometimes. Where it's and like you want him to do that. You want him to play, in his comfort zone and not take away, or limit one of his gifts. But he's starting to really figure that out. The chemistry with the bigs, especially, and like his actions and how and where and when we want to get him the ball, and then his ability to make that read and whether it's go finish or play make. He did a good job, especially early. Got in deep in the paint. Whether it's go finish, spin off. He's got his little half fade, kind of push shot floater in there, going for him tonight, and that was, like you said, very efficient, very very balanced. I had a couple looks from 3 that didn't go down that would have really made his box score jump out, but I thought really good job. 7 and 6 on top of the 16 points and on a very relatively from 2 a very efficient night. I think there's like the recognition of and kind of a reminder of where they ultimately want to be, what they're working for and working towards, and the opportunity to be around that group in particular in Boston, which is just an unbelievable locker room of professionals that are there and take them under their wings and mentor them, and they see and witness and observe it done like the right way. Like all of those guys, like Al is a consummate pro. One of the best pros in the entire league. Drew, JT, JB, D White, like Sam, Luke, like all the way down the line. That whole locker room is just filled with pros. And so like to see that, observe that, learn those behaviors, what it takes day in, day out, whether you're a superstar or you're the 15th guy on the roster and everywhere in between. And then they come back up here and they've got an opportunity to be in that starring role, in that heavy minute role, in the heavy usage role where they get to play and kind of get the best of both worlds. But really for those guys, Walsh when he's here, just that recognition. We've got 6, 7, 8 weeks total, including like the All-Star break, which eats up about a week left in this stretch. So like this opportunity for them to play a ton and continue to grow with live play, knowing that it's going to be a different experience when they get back to Boston and they're not playoff eligible as a two-way, where it's they're basically starting their off-season program and working out and on court, weight room, how they're eating, in the stay ready groups playing there. It's it's just different, but they both have a very vital use for their careers, and like this is really setting the tone to like finish out this stretch of our season as strong as we can, and then worry about that. But JD said it great the other day. It's just trying to be more present, be where his feet are, whether that's down to Boston for a day or here for the rest of the year.